Hello, everybody. It's another week on. It's not been as easy a week as some of the other weeks, but we're doing well. Anyway, Monday, the isolation was continuing as one of the test kits got lost after we'd sent it back, which was unfortunate. But it just does tell you that the stability of the system of actually getting tests done ain't great. But I guess that's going to be the problem for a while they set up or put in some resilience. We've got a new home that's on lockdown, and that's an individual who's been coughing, and under the GP's suggestion or whatever, we have decided that that home needs to be locked down following the policy. I think both the original two homes are now out of lockdown. Okay, then we've got the move to lockdown and monitoring. We're encouraged to see that the government is actually moving everything to a localized basis, which is what is obviously totally logical, although it's used to taking them months to actually arrive at that conclusion. It's the ability to deal with the insurgency type situation where something crops up and you need to be able to act in a very agile way to lock down locally, and I see that is what they're intending to do. So that's a big plus, and that hopefully will cut out a lot of the implications and problems going forward of having to lock down whole areas. We really do need to get to that sort of postcode type situation where you can lock down on that basis. We've had problems with IT this week. We've got 100,000 shift lead handovers on the system. We've got 35,000 videos on the system. And coupled with the fact that Microsoft has decided to do an upgrade, it has caused us some problems, and we're working like heck to sort of solve those problems. We've got our developers looking at it all and trying to understand how much of it is a Microsoft problem, how much of it might be just the sheer loading that we've got. So we will find the solutions to all of that in the next 10 days, but that has disrupted some of the numbers of films that have been coming up, which is frustrating, and the films that we've been getting out. We've had our first confirmation that we had an asymptomatic infection on COVID-19. This is on the antibody testing. In fact, it's Jo, our operations director, and it would seem that at some stage she caught it. I know that in fact she isolated a long time ago in relationship to, I think, a family member who was showing some symptoms, although I believe at the time that family member didn't tested negative. So who knows? But anyway, she's our first person. In fact, she's the first person that I know who's actually had it. So anyway, that we're really encouraging staff to do these antibody testing. It will be very interesting to see the numbers that have had asymptomatic, they call it asymptomatically, and that if that is the case, then it would prove that all of our infection control methods and everything were paying off and were working well. And actually that would give us a lot more confidence to know that was the case. During this month, August is always a bit of a swine for actually having the right amount of staffing and everything because of holidays, not made any easier with COVID-19, where people have not been able to take holidays. We have been tight on staff, but I've got to say our staff who've been working, they've been picking up extra shifts. Really big thank you to them. They're just fantastic. Also, locality managers, and they're picking up shift leads as well, which is exactly the way our system's designed. That it's got to be agile. When something happens, then we need people to go back to doing what they were doing maybe 2 or 3, 5 years ago or whatever, and that actually makes it more invigorating, makes it a more interesting job, and the whole team approach, one team working, has been terrific. So that's all really good. Areas of concern. We sent out a communication to all of you guys, and we asked that if you are in an area of lockdown or an area of high COVID-19 instances, we asked that if you could just give us a call and talk it through with us. I know that one family took this in the wrong way and thought that we were going to be saying that you can't come and visit your son, daughter. That is not the case. We need to just know if you're in an area of high infection, so we can just go through and look at all of the sort of the risk and discuss all the risk with you and so on, so that we make sure that we are taking extra special measures. We really only have at heart the interests of everybody in our homes. We've got a great new video that's going out, that's being recorded as I speak at this moment, which is Care to Move. And this is one of the individuals in the home who've actually taken it and on themselves. They're leading the session, I believe. So that would be really great to see. I think that's it in a nutshell. Tough week, but one team working absolutely proves its value again. Thank you to all of our team. Just fantastic. You're just really brilliant. I really want to address them in this. And we have exceptional people working with us, and it's exceptional people looking after your sons and daughters, and my daughter. And I just think, that's great, how blessed we are. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have a lovely weekend and catch up with you next week. All the best.